Hey YouTube, Phil here. Today I am with Tan, who is not the person who piloted this deck. However, our friend Eric, who got fourth place. Fourth place, sorry. Fourth place at the
Providence Regional.
The Providence Regional playing Branded. He did not want to participate in making a deck profile, but he wanted to share the goo. So I have Tan here, who piloted the same deck with slightly different non-engine to sort of explain the deck and everything going on with it. Just to showcase the little deck box and the mat that he got for getting fourth place.
Yeah, so we worked on the deck together the entire time, and so all of our engine cards are the same besides one, and then we just like different cards. He liked breakers a little bit more than I did, and I preferred the hand traps. So I went for a more hand trap approach, and he just went for the breaker approach. But engine-wise, we all play the same cards.
All right, so let's get into the engine.
So we played 3 Seyfert, and then in the normal Albaz ratio, 2 white, 1
2 Fallen and white.
We normally, most people don't play Seyfert, but for us, we always just want access to white. And even though there's like a lot of ways to White Dragon, we just want as many ways as possible. And it's Seyfert also fits better with our tech card that we played Gamma in our main deck too. So we're just given an empty board, and so it punishes people better. And it's also a dragon. With how the deck is built now, there's less dragons in your main deck overall. So just adding more dragons this way, so for a High Spirits Reveal Bridge, we just thought was a lot better. So this was our normal summon. And then playing 2 Cartesia, 1 Ecclesia. I think this is pretty standard, pretty normal.
Yeah, pretty standard and Branded, I'd say.
Yeah, the only difference is more people play more Ecclesia, but we thought this was good enough for us. And then for like 1/0s, Swordsoul, Shrouded, Kitt, Mercourier, Quem, other Kitt, and Ecclesia. So Mercourier,
Kitt, Quem,
Shrouded are pretty normal. These are like the extra cards some people don't.
So these are the like some glare, so I'm just gonna go from an angle.
These are extra cards some people don't play. This is more accepted to play. We think it's just a really strong card. It's an insane card in the follow-up, and then you can do some really crazy lines with it. And so I think this is good. These are less played. For us, we talked about, we just want our White Dragon to do everything for us. So normally, if you don't play this card, it's not like a true like 1-card combo. It like does stuff. You can get the synchro, you get a setup. But
so basically what you're saying is when you start with Fallen and White, you want sort of like the ceiling end board,
yeah,
and this card helps you achieve that.
Yeah, you want White Dragon to do everything. And for me, since I was playing hand traps, it made more sense to play this card, and Eric felt the same way, even though he was playing breakers, so he like needed it less. He just thinks it's really strong in all the situations to activate White Dragon. Because normally you would need, if you don't play this card, you would need a light or dark in your hand to like facilitate a strong combo. But so that's why we play this though, so you don't have to have like another card needed in your hand.
Yep. And then for
Ecclesia, we're playing this for Fua. We think because off a White Dragon summons any Ecclesia monster, so you could summon this and then you could get Fallen and Virtuous into your hand. And
so basically just give them the 1 draw.
Yeah, and we think it's better because you can do a lot of lines with Ecclesia, adding Fallen and Virtuous to your hand. You can activate it to get like double, activate it again to get end phase setup. You can add Fallen, so now your Albion, you sent off a White Dragon, you can grab Retribution. We just think it's really flexible, and then we play Fleur de Lis in the side deck, so it just gives you more opportunities to like get a monster negate into your hand, which the deck does lack. The deck doesn't usually have any negates, so just having access to those kinds of cards the deck normally doesn't have, we thought was nice to have. It's also, you can also summon this off a Grand Guigno, which some people don't know.
Yeah. That's good.
Other monster engine cards, we're playing 2 Bystials.
Yeah, the standard ones, Magnamhut and Saronir.
Yeah, some people don't play this, but this just adds White Dragon, your best card in the deck, so we're playing it.
That's surprising that someone wouldn't play Magnamhut, but...
And then Saronir, We are playing this mainly because your Branded Fusion before, you usually chain block Rebellion when you activate it. But if you don't, but that's when Saronir was like at 3, and you also had Tragedy sometimes. But like builds nowadays don't really play these cards. But we want to be able to chain block Rebellion, so because Belle's really popular in the format, as well as sometimes you do have to activate just Branded Fusion. You like can't get access to White Dragon into the synchros, so you just want more ways to kind of play still. So this, and we still think it's good.
And those were the only 2 Bystials you played, right? So you didn't play Lubellion or Lost or any of those cards?
Yeah, we didn't.
Can you share information about that?
It's just mainly for Radiant Typhoon to respect that matchup. It's MST, the MST deck, and also just the engine in general is really strong, really prevalent in the format. We just didn't want to play more into those cards because realistically, those cards that you play, either Lost, Etude, anything of those natures in your main deck will just get MST faltered, so it's not worth it in our opinion.
Right, yeah, that makes sense.
Especially going second, you just don't want to draw those continuous spells either.
Right, that makes sense. Okay.
So onto the spells. It's Fallen The Virtuous, Branded Fusion, High Spirits for like your like main branded cards.
Yeah, this is pretty standard and branded,
pretty
right?
Standard, yep. High Spirits, broken. It does everything for you in the deck. It get you every.
And you would say it's probably more correct these days to Ash.
Yeah, you probably
High Spirits over Branded Fusion.
They probably should Ash this. For us, we're always going to prioritize the synchro. So we would prefer our opponents not to Ash this, but yeah, I think this is the same value as Branded Fusion, arguably more because White Dragon is just a better card than Branded Fusion.
Right, that makes sense. And of course, the Fallen The Virtuous, probably the most meta-defining card right now. Every deck is using it.
Yeah.
Really strong card.
Really strong card, better in branded.
Even stronger in Branded.
Yeah, because you get all the cards, and then the Reborn effect also is really crazy. It does everything in the deck. Really strong. And then still play Branded Fusion, because you just want more starters. And going second, you'll probably activate Branded Fusion because it's a better breaker card than White Dragon is.
That makes sense.
And yeah.
And also it's nice because you start with White Dragon, and if that gets stopped and you can't get into a synchro, then you can activate Branded Fusion after.
Yep. And then other engine cards, we're playing White, Red, Gold Sword, and Retribution. This is pretty standard in most decks, and it's really.
I'd say the Retribution, the Sark, and the Branded Red are pretty standard.
These two are pretty standard. So this is pretty normal. Just more one-card starters to White Dragon.
Right.
And then Retribution is pretty normal to play. Gets you into Branded Fusion, and it's just a really strong card to set right now in the format too.
Yeah,
Warning is good. Warning is good now.
Of course.
So these 3 are like the cards that some people sometimes play. So
you can start with White, I guess.
We're always playing
Makes
White.
sense because you're playing the synchro version.
Yeah, so since we're playing this, try and prioritize the synchro build, we want access to White so that you can still make Mirror Jade or any of the fusion monsters you want on your own turn, and then during your, so you don't have to like do it during your opponent's turn when you try to play.
Yeah.
It also is the only card that's like kind of like a 1-card fusion, because you can just banish from graveyard when you have White Dragon. You almost always have White Dragon access. So this is pretty normal. We're playing Red. So this is one of the differences we made. He's main decking it, I'm side decking it, because he respected Dracotail more, but we're really only playing this to have a way to find mana in the Dracotail matchup. When they find mana and trap us, you want a way to try and make Chaos Star Source so you can pop the back row so you're in a better position passing back to their turn. So this is how you do that, by activating Red, and then you can add back White and then make Chaos. And he valued that more. In my testing, I didn't really need to use this card, but I did want to respect Dracotail post side. So I have it side deck, but he main decked it to beat 5 mana. He played a lot of Dracotail.
Right, just to pop the back row so they have less cards. All right, that makes sense.
And then Sword is probably not played often, but
it comes and goes.
Yeah, he wants to make his Branded Fusion stronger off of the 1-card Branded Fusion, as well as like the utility to add back certain cards especially like Swordsoul. He added back Swordsoul a lot in his tournament run. He told me, just as like a way to basically guarantee turn 3. Because if you like can get into a grind game with Branded, you almost like always win when you're properly,
one of the best grind decks.
yeah, properly like resolve all your cards and like play sequence well. But yeah, it's also just to make your 1-card Branded Fusion strong.
And you said you also used he also used the on-field effects sometimes, survivability and stuff like that.
Yeah. And then that's all it for the engine. And then off to non-engine. We played playing 2 Droplet, 1 Qualifier, 2 Belle, Nibiru.
Yeah, some hand traps that are sometimes considered breakers.
And then
You
so Ash Fuwa, no need to explain this. This is in everyone's deck. The best cards of the format.
Yeah.
So these other 8 non-engine cards, he really wanted to respect Draco Tail, and also just and have like ways to respect like Liger Dancer too, or people that are just gonna disrespect Fuwa and just take the Fuwa challenge. So he wants. That's why he has Belle and Nibiru. And droplets. These are really strong into the Draco Tail matchup, and also has synergy against. Has good favorable matchups into Radiant Typhoon as well, and call by to resolve your cards.
Yeah.
And then,
stops hand traps, stops 5 mana, pretty good.
And I put him on Gamma main deck because this card can just make Ecclesia, and so we just think when you get to resolve this card going first, you just instantly win the game because you just are going to have so much advantage.
You negate something, and also you make Ecclesia without even starting with anything else.
Yeah, you just have so much advantage. It's just like, it's too unfair. And then since we're also playing Seyfert, there's like more ways to like kind of like bait your opponent into like stopping cards.
Right, he's saying if you Seyfert, you tribute for costs, and if they ash that, then you could Gamma because your board's empty.
Yeah, so you just have a lot of ways to bait your opponent into activating something. So this is just you open this, going first, you just win the game usually. If they have any hand traps, and it's just too strong not to play.
Yeah, makes sense.
Off to the extra deck.
Oh, yeah, how many cards in the main deck?
It's 45 cards.
45.
You
right.
play 45. I play 44. I decided not to play Sword.
Right. Alright, so let's look at the extra deck.
I think everything here is pretty standard. 2 Albion and 1
Mirror Jade,
1 Albion, Rimbrum, Titan, Dogma, Albaz, Sanctifier. He didn't summon this card a lot, and he thinks it's cuttable. It's kind of cuttable sometimes, but I think it's your best line under Branded Fusion, under Fuwa for Branded Fusion, so I would play it.
Yeah, fair. So those are pretty common cards.
Cartesia,
the Grand Guignol, of course, and Ecclesia,
and Star Source. So these are also really standard. So I guess like the next 3 cards are usually like your kind of like flex spots or like tech choices for your extra deck that you can play. So for the Grand Guignol summon, we chose Parskinion. For both of us, this could have been any of them.
Is there a reason you chose Parskinion?
In theory, this is really good into Fallen The Virtuous splashes, and it has a way. It's one of your few ways to interact with the graveyard. The only other way is like Dogma. So this is just like a way to interact with the graveyard since you usually can't sometimes, and it's just big, and then you go for kill shots. But I never used it. I summoned it once. He like summoned it once, but like the fact that this card could be Lulu, it could be anything. It's just something you can summon off the extra deck. For Grand Guignol.
Right. Okay.
Secretarion. We are playing this over the second Grand Guignol because we think it's like a very similar card to what we want to do. But this is
similar to a second Grand Guignol.
Yeah, second Grand Guignol, but it's just
some extra utility.
Extra utility, and it's also you can just plug some of your opponents out because you can just fuse into it with Cartesia.
Yeah,
and
there are dragons in the format.
It gives you better grind game too. So we play this, and then I guess like our tech is Sprint. Not a lot of people play this card or at all, but we wanted our Albaz. Because Draco Tail and Radiant Typhoon are like...
They don't really play light.
Yeah.
They can summon a lot of non-light and darks.
Yeah, so. we expect those decks to be like the most popular decks, and this can just fuse with anything. You could for like Radiant Typhoon matchup, you can wait for the Link 2, but that could be kind of late. Or maybe we just probably just want to prevent them to get to that Link 2 at all. So that's there, and then
Or just to remove a body. If it helps you.
And for Draco Tail too, similar thing. It's like they have Bukius.
And
like
does the other effect come up often?
The other effect also comes up to you to move and pop.
Pop the column or whatever.
Yeah, pop the column. And also, because we're not playing opening or Luber, which is like the way you can get into Brander in red, this is the card you can dump, and then you get Kit, and that's how you get into red to beat the Draco Tail matchup for Chaos Star Source.
Yeah. Is there any comments you would make about like not running a Luber in general, or?
I just felt like the card was never needed. Plus, you can't use it off of Hive Spirits. You can't reveal off of Hive Spirits unless you play Construct, and the extra deck's just really tight. So we just want all of our cards to be live as much as possible. So that's why we just didn't play a Looper. It's also
and as a normal summon, you'd rather normal summon Seyfert?
Yeah,
pretty much. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
For the side deck, he played Dragon's Mind, Nadir's Servant. These are his going first cards he played.
Darkness. Okay.
Dragon's Mind, no need to be explained. This card's just broken.
Yeah, very good.
Very good.
Especially banning 2,500 monsters.
These next
so why Nadir's Servant?
We just want more ways to play, and because we didn't want to play a Luber and opening, because those are like a lot of cards you would have to play. This is just like one of the few extenders you can still play without getting yourself fusion locked. And you can set up a lot, and then the
It's not like is getting locked out of the extra deck not really a problem.
No,
like, it's just like you just do everything on your opponent's turn.
Yeah, you can always just play on your opponent's turn, so it's usually not a problem. But yeah, this is just one of the few ways you can play without getting yourself fusion locked after, and you just activate.
Is the Fleur-de-Lis required for this package?
No, but we liked it a lot, and it's just having the option to monster negate is really strong.
What does this one do?
The Fleur-de-Lis?
Yeah, it's in. Oh, it's a foreign language, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, you if you control a Dogmatika monster, which you have Ecclesia that you added to summon, or it'll also be Quem on the board. You can summon this, and then it can negate a face-up monster, non-target. So it's pretty strong.
It's just like a hand trap, or
it's just a hand trap. It's just another monster negate that the deck doesn't have, and could be really strong into Draco Tail to negate Arthalion too.
All right. Okay, makes sense.
And then he's playing one lock card. We both didn't play like Christia because we just
Christia or other special summon lock cards.
Yeah, other special summon lock cards because we just think they're just not needed.
Yeah, the engine is strong enough.
The engine's strong enough, and then you like tunnel vision sometimes into the card and like want to resolve. But there's like also just a million ways to out it. There's drop it, there's Fallen The Virtuous, and there's like ways to reborn it back to on your opponent's turn. But we just think it's like. It's just not needed.
Yeah, especially with Pham in the format, like everybody's running it. Very easy way to out those types of
can
cards.
Be hard though, especially depending on their breakers. So he wants.
And this card can't be outed by Pham, so or Droplet for that matter. So that makes sense.
It's also he also cited it going second because they also play Di-Fi, but you could sometimes distribute summon this and then like stall a few more turns until.
That 2,900 is pretty big. Makes sense.
And some going second cards. Double Cyclone, Super Poly, Droplet, Perulia.
I noticed he's running a lot of like 2/2/2s. Is there a particular reason for that, or
he likes 2-ups. He doesn't want to see multiple of them.
That's fair. I mean, a lot of these cards are only.
Yeah.
I mean,
these are actually.
I was gonna say like these cards are actually not once per turn, but a lot of the cards are once per turn.
Yeah, so he just doesn't want to see a lot of multiples, but he has I don't think Perulia is just good. He wanted to respect K9 decks and Mitsurugi and other rogue decks still. FTK decks too in the format. It's still.
I mean, Sky Striker
and then Double Cyclone, Super Poly.
Do you know if he sided in Droll versus the Radiant Typhoon matchup or no? Okay. Still too risky. Yeah, that's fair.
And then he has Super Poly and Double Cyclone. Super Poly, I think has no need to explain. It's just really strong, really good into Draco Tail.
Is it mostly just for mirror match and Draco Tail, right? Because
It's
You
mostly
don't
mirror
really
matches.
have
Yeah,
like
there's no
generic like super
Yeah, we're
power
not playing
targets,
any
right? So
targets.
it's targeted.
It's not. We just think it's not needed, but it's just really strong in the mirror matchup. Specifically Dracotel. These cards are for Dracotel. This could also be for Radiant
Radiant
Typhoon.
Typhoon,
And you can technically set this into every matchup too to force out your own plays because Albaz, with your extra deck, you can just super poly at any point.
Would you do that though?
Yeah, I would side this card in. I didn't side it. I didn't play it because I play hand traps, but I was back and forth on this card too. But yeah, this card is
Just a force plays through. Yeah,
just force plays
super
through.
probably
It's
does
really
do
strong.
that.
And then I guess like the tech, you play Dexaton. It's like pretty.
okay,
it's pretty
yeah.
wide known. Not wide known, but it's more known now. People play Exaton.
Because
It's like a way
just get two. You have 2 level 4s on the board.
Yeah, if
and
they don't, if
interact,
they don't respect the Albaz and Ecclesia, you can just summon Exaton and blow up the Dracotel board, and they can't really respond to it. And then you just play afterwards and just set up a board because your grind games is as good as Dracotel if you can just like kind of play and not worry about the trap cards, giving them draws. So you just summon this and then blow up the board.
Well, if you blow up with Exaton Knight, they can probably still chain like the banish and like the bounce on their own cards.
But that's like usually fine. You also get rid of all their trap cards though because they can't shuffle back since they're still on the field. So it's probably they lose all the trap cards in that instance, and unless they're playing the new
Dracotel that shuffles back.
They can't add back their trap cards.
But it is multiple steps to get that far.
Yeah, you've been in a good position though.
Yeah. Cool.
That's the deck. That is his deck.
That's his deck. Any comments you want to add to like the deck list or like anything you think branded players might be curious about that you can answer regarding like
No.
the deck choices? No? Okay. I know Eric also said he wanted to give no shoutouts, so I guess that is the end of the video. So yeah, branded with the Synchro Focus, and there you have it. Thanks for watching, guys.